All right, so portfolio, Larry, is it Bryant? I think that's how you say. I think that's how you say. Got my 7:30 coffee going on here. What is a portfolio anyways? I don't know, Reddington. It's whatever you have hotkeyed to your little macros. You get a job with your swag? Nice. I just walk in with this swagger, and then they just give me the job. Okay, so digital environment artist. Looks like you're relatively new as well to Artstation. We can get some follows of this guy. Oh, curious. You're quick. Oh no, face cam. You're right. Good catch. Thanks, guys. Hang on. Two seconds. Man, it's definitely Thursday/Friday for me. Whoa. All right. Feels bad, man. We're off to a great start. I need to get a USB hub. This is ridiculous. I keep swapping around USBs based on like what I need. Oh, I need to charge my watch. All right, I'll just unplug my Wacom. Oh, I need to charge Carbon's watch. Okay, I'll unplug my webcam. Ridiculous. All right, Larry. Let's see here. So, yes. 15 followers. That's much less than you should have because this stuff's pretty good. Dark Souls. Man, I really need to look into Dark Souls. I haven't played any of that stuff. Blender and Maya. Interesting. Speed Tree. ZBrush. Substance Painter. How are you guys doing? Hi, Willie. All right. So first things first, I would say visually it's quite dark. So we're just gonna. I'm scared. What's in Photoshop? Nothing. Haha. Just gonna make a new file. So you look at the histogram. So see, I'm in other streams we've talked about this, but essentially you have no information in this area. You have a little bit of a spike here for your highlights. Yeah. So I think, like, obviously you still want it to be kind of dark in the little areas, but you don't want to like these little creviced areas, especially up here. You're not going to get too much bounce light going on up there. What's up, Stavus? How you doing? So, yeah, I would suggest just like bringing this up. The other thing you can do too is, like you guys see me do this a lot as well. We can do like a blur on top of this, and then where are we at? Screen. Man, looks like Elder Scrolls back in the day. Okay, so if we turn that up a little bit, and then let's just make a mask for that. So wherever you have like a lot of light, we can just add the bloom there. You can turn that up too. And just to give you an idea, it's kind of like what I'm thinking. Maybe back there as well. So that alone is going to help you quite a bit, I think. And then just having more range, as far as like being too dark and whatnot, it's really gonna give you the goods. Oh no, my webcam. Never gonna be MLG, dude. You're MLG on this channel now. Thanks for the prime. A Freezy Demon, I didn't say, but thanks for Thanks for the 5 months, man. You're MLG in my book, buddy. Okay, so this. So I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but these guys don't have textures. They're like the block out material. Ah, this area. Man, that is just way too poppy. This spot here. So what you can do to alleviate stuff like that is just get a tileable material that you can just kind of throw on everything. Loadout, dude. 4 months, thanks, man. The subs, all the subs. I think I figured out a Ponzi scheme or something. What is happening? That is really interesting. So this guy back here is pretty crazy. So the other thing I would say is I'm not shape-wise, I'm not sure what this wall is made out of. This really interesting. Like it looks like maybe some stone stacked and some stucco or some type of concrete-like material kind of smushed into it. But it's tiling up and down versus left to right as far as the way they're stacked. Oh, thanks 404. That's cool. Learning a lot. Awesome. That's good. This area here, this is really cool. I like this detail here. This cuts in. I would really like for these to at least recede back a little bit, just because it's going to allow for more interesting lighting and shapes and stuff like that. I actually really like this area, and I think all it's missing is some detail in your roughness to kind of give the light stuff to play with. Let's see what else we got here. So some of the other things I would suggest looking into is maybe making the floor. I really like the floor breakup. First off, like this stuff here. Let's do this first so we can see. So I really like this floor breakup. I think it needs to happen in areas that make a little bit more sense. And then I think you'd be good. Oh man, that back wall. That's pretty interesting. There's some weird darkening going on here and here. And then the range between these two materials, if you get those closer together, you'll have a happy wall. But let's see what else we can get out of this. This banner thing here is probably too dark, is my guess. Some other small nitpicky things that like pop out to me are things like this little highlight that's happening here. You end up seeing it evenly distributed. I don't know if you know what I mean. Just like where this one's at and where this one's at is kind of equal distant from all the other ones. So that's like it's a weird like mental tangent thing that can happen where you start to build like an automatic noise. Nando, dude. Thanks, man. It's like, wait a minute, didn't you sign up for the thingamabob? The mentorship? Doubling up, I see. Trying to get those extra mentor minutes or something. These I really like these. I think that it adds some nice breakup. It just needs to be in a very specific area. And maybe they're too big. Like those slabs are huge when you think about it. Like if you were to put a guy standing here, they're actually like, they're like this big. So like, and thickness wise, so those are beefy, man. Almost as beefy as this saxophone. Oh my God. Dude, I'm looking at that's freaking cool. You guys all priming it up and Subarunis. Thanks, guys. These guys look like maybe it could be dirtied up a bit. Anywho, I've pointed out enough things, I think. Overall, I think this is a really cool scene, and it just needs those small little addressing of issues, and then I think you'd be good to go. Let's look at some of your other stuff. I like the camera angles you're picking. So you have like you have objects up nice and close and are blurring out, and then you've got focal points and objects being hit by the light. It's good. It's good. So the cabin, that already is terrifying, and I've never seen that guy scarier. That's pretty funny. So this scene is also suffering from being a little too dark. I do like that you have elements that are in the light that are mid and further back, because that would really help with the kind of giving depth to a scene that has no lighting, if you want to call it that. Oh man, chat getting in on the crits as well. It's good. So let's look at this guy. We'll go like this. We can do the trick. We'll just make this. I'm like, where's my? There we go. So you just double click this layer and then check your dark range. So it's actually not all that bad. So this is actually a really good way to show, or a good image to show off, like when it's dark, but the information is still technically there. Like you see how far forward we're going in the black range. So because of that, when you do your levels, you can actually you can bring these forward, and to some degree you can bring that information out. Like it's getting into the pretty compressed range, but there is information there. It does not help to have that border, does it? So I think in this scene it's more about you need to get lighting going on, and you need this edge stuff here is very low poly. Don't even be scared to, like, I don't know, quadruple the poly count along this edge just to get that break to look right. Think about like how this pattern here, squished wise, it feels like it's being squished like this. And then you have like a wood pattern below it, below this like wallpaper. But it doesn't feel like wallpaper is peeling away. Like you're getting a little bit of it here, which is really good, because wallpaper tends to be, like, at least old wallpaper is applied in strips like this. So that's really good. But the way it's breaking open and peeling away is very flat. Mango, dude, thanks, man. More juices. What's up, Greg? What's up, Greg? Oh, he forgot that you have Prime. That's awesome. Apparently, you can sign up for a 30-day trial of Prime at no charge and just give a sub. Is that crazy or what? I wonder how much money they lose to that. Probably not too much. So I'm just outlining this edge. So this edge here, I actually really, even though it's really dark, I like the fact that it's so broken up. So nice job on that. I would look at the roughness here, and just getting more information out of your normal map. Like right now it's a lot more noise, and like this detail I think I'd want to see more of. And then it gets lost here, which I'm guessing there's like a decal on top. That decal should only maybe affect like the roughness and maybe some albedo tinting or something like that. That way you don't lose the material below, unless it's actually like dirt that's built up on top of the surface. Cano, morning. Dustin, what's going on, man? Nars. Dude, subtle hint. No, man, I saw it on, I was watching another stream, and I was blown away. I did not know that that was possible. I don't suggest you sign up if you don't have money. Because it's kind of impossible to see, but, you know, quoting the song. This stuff is pretty cool. These like little particles that are floating around. So you're losing that when your scene is so dark. But let's see what else we can point out. The thickness of this door, and maybe like having a silhouette change just around where the hinges would be, and then putting the hinges here just to connect those two things together. Really digital. That's crazy. Nars one. What's up, man? Bugs out for you. Nah, you gave me hella bits recently, so don't even worry about it. You guys are more than supportive, so thank you. Let's move on to a few other shots here. Your grass, where it meets the ground, try and make sure to get that transition to clean up a bit. Basically, it's just right now it's really dark versus like a high contrast light. If you have, depending on how the albedo is, if you have any dark values in your albedo there, or your AO is really dark there, you try toning that back and then maybe pointing the normals on the grass slightly more upwards, just to maybe kind of clean that up. Nice, Kyle. Let's see here. Oh yeah, this one's pretty cool. So this one again is it's just it has the last gen issue, which is like it's missing light maps. Like these light sources are actually lighting through this board here. I really like the propping that you're doing. The floor is very high contrast, which is causing some like spatial issues. It's like trying to understand the space. It makes it really difficult when the ground has such contrast to it. With all the details that are happening here, having a very light amount of contrast in your ground will help ground everything, and then at the same time also give your eyes somewhere to go when they need to breathe, because eyes breathe, you know. That's my cue. I need coffee. Oh yeah, the other thing too is we've been making a bunch of emojis on the Discord, and when we hit 50 subs, I'm gonna just pay a monthly thing and get all of those emojis onto Twitch chat for free. Free to you guys, rather. It'll be $5 for me, but it's all good. Eyes breathe. Better get coffee. That's going on a shirt. Let your eyes breathe and get some coffee. I think these are particles, like fire particles. Oh, this is cool. I see now why there's so much. This is actually really good that you're showing this, because it. Do you see how much easier it is with your albedo removed? How much easier it is to read the scene? So be ultra careful with the contrast. See, now when you add a light, you start to get these darker shadows. It becomes very, very busy. I think this is just displacement. You could probably just cut that down to like 25% of what it is, and then take the albedo and kind of remove the darker values, just lighten them up a bit, and you'd probably be good to go. Yeah, see over here, this angle right here, this is actually a really good shot, because it's a close off space, and then it cues into some more like open space further forward, and then having this beam here, it's nice. You've got a clipping plate right here. plate clippage. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh man, this song though. Oh, got a video. I'm sorry I'm muting it, but so if there's one thing that you're really excelling at is you're building spaces out, which is really cool. And that might have a lot to do with the why your assets aren't to the quality that they could be. It's because you're building out these large spaces. Oh man, yeah, that's cool. With this music too. Dude, this is a big space. Jesus. So I've talked about it before, but you'd break your ankle in that bar. Like, oh god. No one wears heels in that time. So these shots that you're showing where you fade in and out. Well, thanks for letting me watch. Make sure that when you're fading shot to shot that the camera continues motion. It's like how you stop there and then you fade to black and then you fade back in and then you start moving the camera. If you can keep that motion smooth and not stopping through the transitions, that'll automatically make your scene stronger. So then like figure out how these rock formations are the way that they are. I assume that this is like dug out. So like these shouldn't be so much like pieces stacked on each other, but more so like a single piece of rock with maybe some pieces around it that have been chipped away and are left behind because they're just too heavy to move. The bloom is a bit strong in this scene. It's funny because in older games, we were using bloom, I think, more so because it helped kind of fake that the lighting was permeating the air. Like it felt like there's atmosphere. But like with how GI works now and stuff like that color kind of just bleeds in and fills the space anyways. And with some of the recent updates to how light maps and stuff work in Unreal and even in Unity, you don't nearly have to have as much bloom as you did before. So I'd be careful about how you're transitioning your lava up the edge here. I think of it more like a lake, and then instead of like the lava going all the way up the side here, is actually just make the sides hot, I guess. So like the rocks are having a bit of a glow to them, but more in like this warmer range, like you have your crystals. The other thing too is I'm not seeing enough crystals. Right, this is and crystal mine. Yeah, it just needs so you've got some crystals up there, but I'd love to see them like kind of scattered throughout and they're just kind of mining wherever they can. There's a little bit here. This is pretty cool. Yeah, there's just really big disconnects between your materials right now. So we just have to work on that. And then the resolution difference between everything is kind of like the ground looks really low res. I would suggest actually sticking to maybe like a 2048 for your ground tileable materials. And then whenever you need transitions and stuff, like it's either decals, like poly decals, or vertex painting and blending between other materials that are tiling 2048s, because you'll really like hold that resolution. And then like, so I think this is wood, right? That's my guess, because I'm not sure. Getting those to read like a wood material, it's all in your roughness and your normal and albedo. I guess your material is what I should say, but like roughness is everything. Everything. I like this bridge. It could probably use some more slack just so it's got a bit of a hang to it. Just because it'll look less blocked out and more of like has weight, right? But yeah, overall, I like that you're thinking in large spaces, and then you're thinking about spaces to navigate between, and like there's a big focal point with the lava and the lava waterfall and stuff. The waterfall is actually flowing very slowly. I don't know if you can see that. I would totally let that just freaking rain down. Get the little embers and stuff coming down. But yeah. All right, so judging by these 4 scenes, so right now I think actually your strongest one is this one. And it looks like you were really strongly inspired and just kind of went to town on it. Tuning this and getting like the tree values not so saturated, I think you'd actually be in a pretty good spot with this one. And then just kind of addressing some of the stuff I was talking about earlier. And then if you address the ground in this and look at like where to get shadows, getting lighting baked in this is going to be a huge gain for you. And then this one being too dark. And then working on scale and material, I think you'd be in a good spot. Painting the speeds of the lava with vertex color. That is a great idea. Anywho, I would say right now you're not ready for game art, but you already are excelling in space creation and propping. You have a really strong understanding of like how many props are needed to sell a space. Like this feels like there's stuff happening in it. Like there could still be more stuff in it, but like it doesn't feel empty, which is like that's important. Making more sense out of stuff and telling more small stories, and looking at roughness, albedo, your normal maps, and more storytelling again. I think you'd be in a good spot. I think that's what you need to work on right now. And don't be afraid to make these higher poly. Like if you can see the faceting, it's too low. If you're adding edge loops that you don't see in the model, then it's wasting polys, right? But if you're paying for what you're seeing on the ground here, then you could totally afford that. I mean, some games can freaking afford like 4 and 8 million polys, so I think on screen at one time, so I think you'll be all right. Don't worry about poly counts, just make it look awesome. Later, Kyle. Enjoy your dinner. I think my video is delayed. All right. So that is that. Larry, hopefully that's helpful to you. I will be right back, and then we're going to just look at some Unity stuff. All right, be right back.